Go get it!
Smokin' Gun Outdoors, reality TV for Tidewater's hunters and fishermen.
Ain't none better.
Hold him right off of there. Yep, right in there, Sonny. I need the net.
Today on Smokin' Gun Outdoors, we were fortunate enough to go fishing with two local legends. One, an artist and author whose work spans 6 decades depicting the natural landscapes of the Chesapeake Bay. And the other, a retired fireman whose family landed in Poquoson, Virginia in the 1600s and whose family has worked the Virginia waters for generations. We launched out of Messick Point in early November aboard Sonny Hansen's skiff in search of schoolie striped bass in Back River and the Poquoson Flats. The water temperature has been steadily dropping and the conditions are right to cast for striped bass using light tackle. As Sonny indicated to us, we may not catch a fish at every location, but eventually we would catch fish in one of his many haunts.
Right here last week I caught about a 22 or 3 inch rockfish that had 30.
He just followed me up, son.
I just had a bite right there.
He was following me right along
Had
there.
32 small crabs in it and a shrimp.
That's what a lot of people don't realize. Chesapeake Bay does have shrimp in it, just not as many as other waters.
This is a nice shrimp too.
Those big rockfish later on, you'll see them. They'll eat those manna shrimp. They love those things.
It does get right. Here in Back River, our fish quit biting for a couple of weeks. And it's got to be a temperature related thing. And but when they start biting after this, they'll be just wild. I mean, you throw about any kind of bait pretty nearly anywhere in a river and catch some. We've had 100 fish evenings casting right up in here.
With the water temperature getting right, you mean it's getting colder?
The big thing at Back River is rockfish all summer long are more or less bottom feeders. Feed on crabs, little shrimp, and anything small. And then usually in October when the water temperature gets the right temperature, then the algae drops out and the water becomes clear, and when it comes clear then the fish go from strictly bottom feeding to menhaden and any other kind of shiner or whatever they can catch. And so the methods of fishing and the areas we fish are different. Peeler crab in the summer and early fall, and then we go to strictly lures.
Although generally a productive location, this creek entrance is not producing. So Sonny cranks up the engine and instructs the crew that we are going to try some open water grassy leads in the vicinity in order to find more actively feeding fish.
Nice little rock.
It's a nice fish on 8-pound touch line.
Sonny up in front of the boat and you can see him pop that bait out of the water.
I could catch a lot of fish if I had one of them fancy lures.
Yeah. Bounce on the bottom, Sonny, or?
Yeah.
Ah, how about that fancy lure? Yeah. Sonny, what do you got us fishing right here?
Nothing, just a little grassy lead out on the flats.
One thing that happens when the water does cool down, these fish get a little bit more aggressive, and they're a lot better fight than they are in the summer when it's a little bit warmer.
Pretty fish. You want a pair of pliers, Cameron?
No, I got it. On these little rockfish, there's two places that you really got to look out for, and that's that gill rake right there. See that line right there? That'll cut you, and they got one of the sharpest spines right up top of any fish. But he doesn't have any teeth, you can lip him. Nice fish, probably about 10-15 years, he'll be about 30 pounds. Looks like you got a good one on there, Sonny.
Y'all stick around. We'll be right back with more Smokin' Gun Outdoors.
If you had one of these fancy lures, there wouldn't be any fish left in the bay.
What can the middle of nowhere teach us about financial advisors?
Let's strip it down!
With the right guide, you can find rewards in any environment. Wachovia Securities. Talk to us. Together we can achieve uncommon results.
It began as a relationship, which led to a commitment and developed into a partnership. Meet Michael and Danielle Ramey, leaders of the Ramey team. They want to be your family realtors. This unique husband and wife collaboration is backed by the strength and experience of Long and Foster. Michael and Danielle's team is ready to professionally market your home and get the most for it, or help you find the home you've always wanted. Michael and Danielle Ramey lead the Ramey team. You'll benefit from their partnership.
When you've made a great catch, you can keep the memory alive for years to come. Mountain Breeze Taxidermy specializes in salt and freshwater fish mounts and provides museum-quality results at hometown prices. From baitfish to marlin, Mountain Breeze uses a 360-degree paint scheme for the most realistic look and offers wall mounts, pedestal mounts, and scenery mounts. It's Mountain Breeze Taxidermy for realistic reproductions for today's fishermen.
Portions of the Smokin' Gun Outdoors are brought to you by Bishop Fishing Supply, your full-service tackle store. Bishop Fishing Supply is a proud seller and authorized warranty center for Shimano rods, reels, and gear. Michael and Danielle Ramey, Realtors. Whether you're ready to professionally market your home or find the home you've always wanted, the Ramey team is your family realtors. Wachovia Securities. If you're an investor who demands strong financial advice, call or stop by our nearest office today.
My name's Sonny Hanson. I live in Poquoson, Virginia. My grandfather was named Garland Evans. They call him Captain Porgy. He was the first offshore charter in Virginia that anyone knows about. I started fishing with him when I was 4. He would take me fishing and put a piece of rope on me, tie me to the steering wheel so I couldn't get overboard. Caught my first marlin when I was 5. Caught my first blue marlin when I was 10. I've been fishing on Poquoson flats on my own for about 48 years now, and I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of techniques, a lot of things are different. Years ago everybody trolled, now everybody cast. There's more stripers now than there's been since probably in the early 70s. I myself like to fish almost exclusively on the flats and on the points in Back River. I use light tackle catching the stripers in the 2 to 5 pound class. Probably once every 2 or 3 years I'll catch a fish that weighs up around 10 pounds or more. I just like to fish around the shore. I don't go offshore anymore. I used to commercial fish offshore for tunas. I've run boats for people offshore, marlin, tuna fishing. I've been doing it so long, I just don't like to do it anymore. I guess what you would call a shallow water fisherman now.
This last spot was productive, but today is about learning about the variety of environments that striped bass flourish. So Sonny cranks up the engine once again in order to take us to the majestic waters, deep inside the creeks adjacent to the Poquoson Flats. Don't let the beautiful landscape fool you. Sonny knows how to get in and out of this protected paradise and uses sound judgment and environmental cues to determine which spots we will be fishing.
Maybe 3 to 3. Ha ha! What'd I tell you?
Steam shining down there.
Well, it's
Music's good for about 3, and normally they're better fish
really, really pretty shallow water striped bass.
Had one strike right up here.
It's now tied 3 to 3. Sonny and me.
With the tide falling quickly, the treacherous shallows are no longer an option. So Sonny takes us from skinny water to open water, to some stone leads and obstructions near the mouth of Back River. Having fished together for around 20 years, Barkley Sheeks and Sonny Hansen are well in tune with one another with regards to this type of trip. Sheeks knows that Sonny will jog the boat between fishing spots, allowing the angler to continue fishing by trolling areas normally passed over by run-and-gun anglers.
You forgot to kiss him.
You're supposed to kiss him?
Yeah, you forgot to kiss him.
That means, is that symbolic so that he'll come back when it's bigger?
How about that?
Oh, lightning struck!
Just between me and you, I'm glad I ain't that fish.
Why choose Lynn Haven Marine? The answer is simple. Lynn Haven Marine is the most comprehensive boat dealership in Hampton Roads, locally owned and operated for nearly 30 years. There's a large selection of new and pre-enjoyed boats, with 2 showrooms offering name brand boats. Lynn Haven Marine has more certified mechanics than any other dealer in the state. The service department opens 7 days per week, from Memorial Day till Labor Day. Lynn Haven Marine is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and storage. That's why customers say, it's a breeze at Lynn Haven Marine.
Now, the most advanced outboard technologies in the world come together in one remarkable line of engines. Machines designed for power and performance, engineered to run cleaner and quieter, and built for maximum durability, quality, and reliability. With their oversized components and simple design, E-Tech engines from Evinrude stand up to the toughest use, with no scheduled maintenance for 3 years, no break-in period, no costly oil changes, ever. Now's the time to seriously consider an E-Tech outboard for your boat.
Evinrude E-Tech engines, offered locally at Lynn Haven Marine.
Bishop Fishing Supply, Virginia's only South Florida-style tackle store. With a large selection of high-quality tackle and gear from Shimano, Bishop Fishing Supply is the place the locals go. Known for their smoothness and legendary durability, Calcutta is the gold standard in bait casters. Check out the line of TLD 2-speed lever drag reels and the aluminum frame and ergonomic design of Tiagra. Shimano's top-shelf reels help fishermen catch more fish. Bishop Fishing Supply, your ultimate full-service tackle store.
Looking for adventure? Book a charter aboard the 36-foot Smokin gun, where you will experience the finest in lower Chesapeake Bay and nearshore sport fishing. With over 30 species of sport fish to choose from and year-round fishing out of Hampton, Virginia, Captain Hogg will customize your trip to meet your party's needs. Now booking for inshore, lower Chesapeake Bay fishing. Call 757-876-1590. Book a trip today.
Plumtree Island was a bombing range. It's called Plumtree Island Bombing Range. And in the Mathaback River, you'll see an old pier that's probably 300 yards long and a couple of hundred yards from the shore. It was a really great place to fish, but it's sanded over a lot now, but it's still good. Clamming's good there. The pier used to go all the way to the shore. And it used to be, on low tide, there was probably 5 or 6 feet of water on the end of that pier. And the Air Force had 63-foot crash boats that would leave Langley and come to the end of the pier and drop observers off. And the observers would walk up to the shore, and then they had plank walkways that led to, I think it was 4 towers on there. I remember 3. And they would walk out there and get on these, climb these towers and watch the airplanes bomb. Erosion, I think, knocked one of them down, and then 1 or 2 of them were blown down, from what I can understand. The place hasn't been bombed since probably in the, I expect around 1955, 54. I can remember them bombing. Then it just laid there, and then just before Vietnam got going good, they had big plans to come and use it again, and they had helicopters bring stacks of cars out to use for targets, and they built a concrete blockhouse that's out there now, but then they never used any of it. Oh yeah, on our dock right at Messick Point. I don't remember the year. It was before the place was developed. But my granddad was in the crab house down there doing some work, and a big Air Force bomber crashed into the crab house with him in it. And he had a brand new DeSoto car, and that DeSoto got split almost in 2 by a propeller. And we went running down there, and my granddad was there, and he kind of looked like the old cartoon character with smoke coming off of him, and singed and burnt clothes, and but he was okay. After that, the U.S. government helped him build a bigger and better crab house than the one he had. That's been about the only time my family's had any problems with Air Force planes. On our dock, anyway.
What can the middle of nowhere teach us about financial advisors?
Let's strip it down!
With the right guide, you can find rewards in any environment. Wachovia Securities. Talk to us. Together we can achieve uncommon results.
Why choose Lynnhaven Marine? The answer is simple. Lynnhaven Marine is the most comprehensive boat dealership in Hampton Roads, locally owned and operated for nearly 30 years. There's a large selection of new and pre-enjoyed boats, with 2 showrooms offering name brand boats. Lynnhaven Marine has more certified mechanics than any other dealer in the state. The service department opens 7 days per week from Memorial Day till Labor Day. Lynnhaven Marine is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and storage. That's why customers say, it's a breeze at Lynnhaven Marine. Looking for adventure? Book a charter aboard the 36-foot Smokin gun, where you will experience the finest in lower Chesapeake Bay and nearshore sport fishing. With over 30 species of sport fish to choose from and year-round fishing out of Hampton, Virginia, Captain Hogg will customize your trip to meet your party's needs. Now looking for inshore, lower Chesapeake Bay fishing. Call 757-876-1590. Book a trip today. Portions of the Smokin Gun Outdoors are brought to you by Bishop Fishing Supply, your full-service tackle store.
Bishop Fishing Supply is a proud seller and authorized warranty center for Shimano rods, reels, and gear.
Lynnhaven Marine, for sales, service, and storage. It's a breeze at Lynnhaven Marine. Wachovia Securities. If you're an investor who demands strong financial advice, call or stop by our nearest office today.
There you go.
Thanks for tuning back in to the Smokin Gun Outdoors. Today, Captain Chandler Hogg is fishing with local sportsmen Sonny Hansen and Barkley Sheeks on a light tackle trip in and around Back River. Sonny has taken the crew to some of his favorite haunts, from open water grass leads to deep inside the creeks adjoining the Poquoson Flats. The next fishing hole is an obstruction located near the mouth of Back River, which is almost always good for a rock or two.
There he is. Nice fish. One of the bigger fish we caught. Cheeks, I think this is your bacon and lemon baked rockfish right here.
Think so.
I think so. Yeah, he's about 19, 20 inches. Nice fish. Tell you what, this shallow water and this clear water is awesome to see him.
I gotta wait.
Oh yeah. That's my strategy, see? Got it. Got it.
I got your strategy.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, lightning struck.
He came right up off that sailboat and nailed it. Once again, Sonny, mine is bigger. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, throw yours back before it could get measured. I see how you are.
Mine was bigger. I didn't want you to feel bad.
Yeah. Got you, Hanson. Now see, a good captain would say, all right, time to come in. Nice fish. They love that opaque chartreuse.
With the tide falling even lower, options are limited. So Sonny takes us to some rocks and stone leads south of Back River in search of a better class of fish.
Light tackle, boys. Only way to go.
Yeah, 18 inches. Yeah, he's 18 inches.
You got one, Cheeks?
He's big.
Dip net.
Okay. I will be on your dip net. Sure. Not coming back, is he?
I see the spoon there.
Well, every once in a while you got to put new line on there, you know. So
I wish I had. Tell you the honest truth.
you wanted me to pull the anchor and drive the boat for you?
Big fish.
Let's do it.
I saw a flash of silver. That's why I thought it was a big rock.
Now we're going to try something, Sonny, that we learned down in Oregon Inlet when we were cobia fishing.
All right.
I'm just gonna pull you right up alongside of it. We're never gonna take it out of gear and we're gonna net it.
Alright.
Seen it yet?
I haven't seen him, but I mean, the way he's staying down, if it was in the summertime, I'd say a big ray, but I'm sure I saw a silver fish.
Are you bottom bouncing it right on the bottom?
Big rock. Big rock.
Big rock fish.
Yep. 12, 14 pounds.
Oh yeah, nice rock Sonny Hanson, you're the man.
Between the two of us, we caught him.
That is a nice fish. Definitely.
Fish weight 15, 18 pounds.
That's a nice healthy fish. Look at it. Got some nice shoulders on him.
That's a big fish, Sonny.
That's a nice fish. I hope I catch a couple of those on my charter this evening.
Well,
right in the corner of the mouth.
right where you want it. Isn't he pretty?
Nice fish. Sonny, I don't think the cooler's big enough for him.
It was definitely a team effort. I could see the spool.
Yeah. Well, that's as soon as I saw that, I said, well, we'd better go ahead and pick up.
That's my big fish of the year. I usually catch one nice fish every year, and that's the one.
With the wind whipping out of the south and the crew having caught and released nearly 20 rockfish, Sonny calls it a day, and the crew heads back to the barn with 3 fish for dinner, including one 35-inch, 16-pound monster for Sonny's plate. This type of trip demonstrates that you don't have to go far to catch fish and have a good time. You just need to have the right guide and crew to accomplish both.
Smokin' gun outdoors. Fun. Ain't none better.